Hey, welcome back to Rock Stardust. Today we're looking at the Boomtown Rats, in particular their first three albums, which were awesome, and we're going to dig into those and, what an awesome Irish band. And revisiting this, it's been just like a great reminder of their incredible melodic sense and storytelling. Before we get into it, please do, remember to like and subscribe to the channel and leave your comments in the comment section. It really helps grow the channel, and it's you'll get all the updates immediately. So the band was formed in 1975, in Dublin. You had Bob Geldof on vocals, Johnny Fingers on keyboards, Pete Briquette on bass, Jerry Cott on guitar, Gary Roberts on guitars, and Simon Crowe on drums. So it was quite a big band, 6 guys there, but they put out an awesome sound. And they kicked things off, with their first album, which is this one here, the Boomtown Rats, an awesome debut. And this one particularly, to me, even though it is considered to be, punk or in that sort of mold, it's very much rock and roll. It's almost hard rock with some punk leanings, and you had Mutt Lange there producing the album. It's very raw. It's got some amazing tracks. It doesn't have a lot of slick production. It's just raw energy, and for me, Looking After Number One sums it up. That's more in line with, Cheap Trick than the Sex Pistols, really. That intro with the drums there. Just kicks in, it's hard out, aggressive, punchy, really awesome opening track. Then you go into Neon Heart, which is another great riff. Down, 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 down. Really awesome. Joey's on the Street Again is an awesome track. Great storytelling again, about the kids in the neighborhood and Joey's on the street again. It's great narration from Geldof. Never Bite the Hand That Feeds is an awesome track. Very, very sort of, that's quite punky and urgent. Mary the Fourth Form is another standout. Great storytelling. It really takes you on a trip. That great song. Now, side 2, you got She's Gonna Do You In, one of my absolute favorites. That is aggression, great song, and amazing bluesy feel to it, even though it's super up tempo, and some awesome harmonica from Bob Geldof there. That interplay there is just great. Real jammy stuff. Closest You're Ever Gonna Be is another really good song. Captures a lot of energy. I Can Make It If You Can. It's almost the perfect breakup song. It's a song that really gets me. It's got a great feel. Melody with that amazing keyboard from Johnny Fingers there on the piano, with the sort of guitars. It's a really, really cool song. It's kind of Stonesy, but it's almost classic rock, that song. I really like that one. And just kicks back in with that really raw rock and roll, hard rock riffing, with a bit of that punk energy there. So no, this is a fantastic debut album, one of the better ones actually if you look back. And then the band itself were very much inspired by a lot of that classic rock too. You can see there's a lot of Stones mentality, especially with Geldof. I think he was very much, looking into mirroring Mick Jagger a little bit, and that certainly came out in their live shows as well. So the band released their second album, Tonic for the Troops, that came out in 1978. This shifted from that raw first album sound to the real beginnings of new wave. I think the Boomtown Rats were real cutting edge in regard to that new wave sound. They had that keyboard style, but they had that sort of that sentimentality. They were really cutting edge on this. So, you know, this one again was recorded in Holland, like the first album, but hey, you know, it did very well. This one, it went platinum in the UK, and even sort of just touched the Billboard charts in the US, you know, number 112 or something, but it had some great singles on it. Starting off with She's So Modern, which was a real catchy, cool song. Like Clockwork, which I absolutely love. That's a great song. We'll get more into that. Rat Trap. Well, what can you say about Rat Trap? Number one in the UK and a lot of other places. It was so brilliantly done and very Springsteen-esque. Very much so, with it and the sax there, and so it's a real classic song, classic rock. But the album itself, you know, I think it's brilliant. That's the cover there. This is a interesting version of this copy. It's a demonstration album version, you know, which was sent to a lot of radio stations in the States and stuff. But I always had the original too, but there's the back of it. It's very cool. This is a fine album. You know, looking through these songs, obviously Rat Trap, we talked about that. Me and Howard Hughes, what a very cool song. You know, there's an urgency in the pop sensibility with the new wave and the rocking style, but there's so many hooks, you know, and you hear that like guitar intro, and into the song, and it sort of comes straight in with that vocal. It's so melodic, and a clever song about, you know, the Howard Hughes, and you know, so many hooks in it. Ooh yeah, it's yeah, it's a fantastic song. I really dig it. I Never Loved Eva Brown. Wow, what a great song. It'll be one of my favorite all-time Boomtown Rats songs. Be one of the greatest songs, you know, talking about, you know, being Adolf Hitler that's ever been made, and the storytelling and the lyrical sensibility is outstanding. And again, a great catchy number. Definitely an awesome track. Lots of great guitars, great lyrics, great imagery. It's an amazing track. Living on an Island's about, you know, suicide, and it's got this urgent verse and this catchy chorus. Like Clockwork, man, what a manic track, you know, tick tock, tick tock. That summarizes that new wave feel brilliantly, and it's really enigmatic, and it's really manic, but I think it's a fantastic song. Like Clockwork, brilliant. And you know, blind date, good catchy song. You know, She's So Modern, as I say, absolutely brilliantly catchy. Beatlesque, kind of them putting out that sort of poppy rock, which they did so well. But the playing is outstanding on the album. They're all on top of their game, and it's a terrific album. So that's your tonic for the troops. Up next, we've got the Fine Art of Surfacing, an absolutely awesome record. Yeah, it's a brilliantly produced album. It's slick. It's still very new wave. It's got some awesome hooks. Obviously, you know, it did really well. You know, it went to number 7 in the UK charts. It came out in 1979 in July. It's real new wave pop rock, power pop. That's sort of another genre that Boomtown Rats really were across and innovative. You know, obviously you've got, you know, Don't Like Mondays, and that is a classic song, and it's a masterpiece by Johnny Fingers, the piano playing. However, I've heard that song so many times, and the story behind it and everything else, and yeah, it is still a great song, but you know, it's not one that I play that often now. Unfortunately for them, this album went nuts. That song went nuts everywhere around the world except for the US. I think it was banned because of the connection to the murders in San Diego. obviously famously put into that song. But you know, Diamond Smiles, it's a really cool song. It's catchy, really catchy. And then you've got my favourite, Somebody's Looking at You. Man, what a wicked track. Again, that Stonesy, it's feel, but there's that organ at the start from Johnny Fingers, and then it's that sort of acoustic guitar, and then it kicks in. It's urgent. You've got to play that song loud. All right, it just gets the blood flowing. It's brilliant. And I've seen some great videos on YouTube where, you know, live at the time, there's a couple of really good ones there where Mick Jagger-esque, big time. Bob Geldof was certainly a brilliant frontman. All the hand gestures and the, you know, jumping around the stage, he really had it cut in terms of being a frontman, no question about it. But in terms of, you know, the album itself, it was inspired by touring the States before they recorded it. So a lot of that inspiration comes through on this album. But it's a brilliantly put together record. The playing is amazing. Having Your Picture Taken is another cool song. You go back to it, Nothing Happened Today is a song about nothing, but it's got some great feel. The band are really tight. Keep It Up, I really like that song. It's super tight. When the Night Comes, great band track. Some awesome guitar playing. Jerry Copp there, and I think he had learnt to play some flamenco growing up. But yeah, it stands out. There's a lot of good soloing and a lot of great guitar between the two players. You know, between Jerry and you know, the two of them, they definitely have a great guitar sound. There's a lot of other bands at the time that had a similar thing with the drums and keys, like Elvis Costello was another one, clearly, and the Attractions. But these guys had it very underestimated in the work they were doing. It certainly it integrates brilliantly. There's so many hooks, and it's not just it's well thought out. You know, great drumming. The bass player is awesome. I think the band as a whole, Johnny Fingers, a brilliant musician, and Bob Geldof, what an amazing storyteller and lyricist. So they did some amazing work, and this one capped off that 3-album run. It was like if the band finished at this point, I think it would have been like an amazing run of albums, and that is what it is. Your first album, which is Raw, great debut. It's hard to put out a second album, and they did a brilliant second album. Then they put out a third album, which is just amazing. So my interest in the band, you know, a lot of fans went right through. I'm not so interested in the oncoming albums because I love the rock and I love the punky edge and that new wave. Lots of guitar, lots of aggression, lots of dynamics, and I feel they lost their way there. But at that point, you know, what an amazing achievement to release those 3 albums. And they go a little bit understated these days, but you dig them out, and the Boomtown Rats is just amazing. I mean, if you love melodic, hard edge, you know, gritty, but with real pop sensibility and great playing and great storytelling, then this is a band for you. They are awesome. So look, thanks for watching Rock Stardust today. It's a pleasure to bring you this show, and yep, like I said, please do remember to subscribe. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it helps me out, and we'll see you next time. Have a great week. Cheers.